Hello. Welcome to this Monday. I guess it's Monday, isn't it? I was going to say Thursday. A little quantum time for you. Welcome to Monday. I am here in my lovely space. I just finished seeing some clients this morning, about to dive into some admin work, and wanted to talk real quick about something that I see a lot of and a different approach to it. So I want to talk about a new approach to trauma, a new mindset approach, a new healing approach. Often people will say, I want to break through. I want to break through. And this applies mostly to trauma that I see within my space, but also a lot to do with people that are like, no, I want this awakening, which in its own feels like a physical trauma because you are sending so much current through your nervous system that if you're not ready for it, it is a traumatic experience. Can be. I'm not going to say it is. It can be a traumatic experience. And people often are just like, yes, I want to break through. I'm tired of this. I want to just blast it open. I just want to break this shell off. I'm done. And it's true. Honor that space of being like, I am ready for this change. I am ready to move forward and no longer have this patterning, this residual energy influencing my life, making me act in ways that don't make sense to me because I don't need this protective mechanism anymore. Yes, that happened to me. Yes, this is a new stage in my life, but it no longer needs to own me, control me, influence me the way it does because it's impactful. I mean, it can influence the way we interact with others. It can influence our relationships in general. We might not even have relationships because of this influence from past experiences or current experiences. But by going in with the mindset of breaking it open, the body, the spirit, the cellular level can go and back it right back up. So you have the idea of cracking open and being like, yes, I'm done with that all. But then think of that exposure. Think of yourself in a little tiny egg. A little egg. And you crack it open. Or like when you're born, you're in this like cozy little womb. And then all of a sudden, and you're like being fed through a tube, you're not having to use your lungs. And all of a sudden you come out and it's cold. It's bright. Right? All these sensations that you didn't really have before. And now you have to experience that. And it's like boom, boom. And yes, we have ways that we go around that. The divine has taken care of that in the sense of children's vision is a little bit blurry. They don't see color as clearly, all of that stuff. And we slowly incorporate these things, right? But if you're cracked open, you're super exposed and vulnerable. Do you have the tools to manage that exposure? Do you have the support system around you? You are no longer in a safe space, but you're also not just in a brave space. You're past that. You are completely exposed. So let's take it a step back. And instead of looking at it as in breaking open, breaking free, let's look at it as dissolving. Think of yourself in that egg again. Everything's all dark. And slowly it starts to lighten up a little bit and you get used to the light. And you're like, okay, I got this. I'm used to this light. I can hear sounds. The shell is not impenetrable anymore. You can hear things, you can feel things. And eventually the dissolving gets to a point where things can slowly come through and you can feed things back through, in and out. And you're like, ooh, that's what that feels like. Okay, I know what that kind of feels like, but you're not blasted with it. Not just like, whoa, what do I do with this sensation? Oh my goodness, that is so bright, that is so intense. I don't know how to deal with this situation. It's like when music comes blaring out of your speaker and you're like, ugh, and you turn down the volume because you forgot to turn it down before you plugged in your phone for the music, right? So slowly dissolving, it's coming in. You're able to build up this knowledge. You're able to be like, okay, this works, this doesn't, when I'm dealing with that experience. And then it just dissolves a little bit more and a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, there's a little tiny hole that's slowly dissolving away, and you can actually like stick your finger out and be like, hey, what's out there? Then maybe your arm, maybe you can poke your head out, look around, come back in, but not fully back, and putting up that barrier. One of the ways that I've seen this is with herbal medicine, also with acupuncture as well, where people have come in and it's like, I really need to sleep. I want to sleep, knock me out. But that hadn't been working for them. They've been seeing people getting knocked out. They would then go home and actually not sleep. And they wouldn't sleep because they didn't feel safe. Excuse me. They did not feel safe when they were knocked out because they are no longer in control. They no longer have control when their eyes are closed. You're completely vulnerable. And their trauma may have stemmed from nighttime stuff when they were asleep in the past. Another one is pain medications. It's like, here, you're getting off of opioids, you're getting off these really strong medications. We'll put you on strong herbs, which, not as many side effects, no side effects. I mean, except for sleepiness. So these different not the side effects that you get with pharmaceuticals, right? So they want to get on the herbs because then they can wean themselves off of the herbs slowly. Plus, there's other benefits like tonifying the nervous system, all of those things. That's not a one-stop shop. But you put them on the hardest, deepest herbs to knock them out, and they come in and they're like, the pain medication's not working anymore. So what do? You go to the gentlest, see what happens. Now all of a sudden we're on the things like Pisidia, Jamaican dogwood, and Matricaria, chamomile, and things like that. And you're like, okay, nervous system, soft and gentle. And it works. Because it's not hitting them hard. They're more in control. Their body, their spirit, their energy, their everything, their being, their all-encompassing being now has more control, has a modicum of control, feels involved, feels included in the process, and not being told what to do. Not being forced, because a lot of times with trauma, it's go do this, you are going to do this, or not even being told, and it's happening to you. Include awakening in this as well, because if you get into a car accident, sexual trauma, right? Abusive relationships, near-death experiences, all of those, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're doing something that you were not given a choice. So by dissolving, you may have the choice to crack open and break open. And you'll be like, no, I've made this decision. I've made this choice. But you don't have the tools. You're not prepared. You haven't walked into the water slowly. Just thrown in, wind removed from your lungs. Because it's such a shock. So this is my offering to you today. Shifting the mindset from breaking open and shattering through, even just the words, versus dissolving into the new reality. Allowing yourself that awakening and that becoming and that stepping in powerfully because you've gotten yourself in alignment with that energy. Okay. If you have any questions or comments, please. I always love to hear them. Time to do some admin now. Okay. So much love and stardust. Have yourself a most magical week and happy full moon. Whew. Full moon in Sag. Set your intentions because this is the time.